Hi, I'm Jimmy Lapping, psychologist and statistician, and back with another video on financial markets, this time on the price of orange juice. And why orange juice? Well, because it has been kind of going parabolic, as you can see in this chart, which shows the orange juice futures price in US dollars since the start of 2011 until this year's October close, so basically yesterday's market close. It seems that today it is down a couple of percent, but prices are volatile and the day in progress does not meaningfully alter this chart. This shows the daily orange juice prices with 4 time points per day, open, high, low and close. So all in all, just over 13,000 data points of orange juice prices in an almost 13-year period. The part in blue shows the price history of the 12 years before 2023, and the part in red represents 2023 year to date. At least until yesterday's close, because I tend to look at this kind of charts after the end of each month. It looks a little bit like one of these charts from the time when Bitcoin and a few other cryptocurrencies were making these very swift moves up. We also know what happened with those later on. But yes, this is looking like a parabolic move. This is not just normal inflation, right? Indeed, it isn't. It isn't just. What is driving this price so much higher this year is basically a clearly lower supply due to, on the one hand, the state of Florida that had 2 hurricanes in the winter, or at least part of a winter with freezing temperatures. And then on the other hand, also a bacteria plague spread by insects, which affects, on the one hand, Florida as well as also Mexico and Brazil. So, well, then you're talking about 3 of the major producers of orange juice on the planet. And if the demand remains as it is, then the price skyrockets, which is what you see in the case of orange juice in this chart. Here you see the same chart, but with prices per month instead of per day, where you see clearly that the breakout above the old resistance at $235 sometime, that breakout was sometime in the first part of this year. The same you see here in the quarter chart, which shows the prices for each quarter in this time window, with of course the quarter most on the right in the graph still being in progress because we still have November and December to go. So the previous peak was in the 24th quarter in this chart, which was the last quarter of 2016. This is how far you have to go back to find the previous peak in the orange juice price. Fun fact, that previous peak at $235 was on the 1st of November 2016, which is today exactly 7 years ago. Finally, here you see the year chart to appreciate in what range of prices orange juice traded throughout this year in red and throughout each of the previous years in blue, all the way back until 2011. And from the previous charts, which had day, month, and quarter as unit of analysis, we know that the tiny bit of red in this chart under the 235 line was at the beginning of the year, because sometime in the first quarter of this year we broke above the 235 resistance to not return, at least not for now. Whether the orange juice price continues to go up or not will on the one hand depend on whether we are going to see an increase in supply sometime soon, and or at some point perhaps prices of orange juice in the supermarkets are going to skyrocket by so much that people are going to look for an alternative which would help to bring the demand down and hence contribute to downward pressure on the price of orange juice. If the price of orange juice comes down because of either better conditions on the supply side or a reduced demand, it has considerable room to fall, with the old resistance of $235 perhaps serving as a next support level. There is of course no guarantee that a move down of the current price will go that far, but the heuristic that an old resistance once broken may serve as a new support is often useful, at least to understand that if the price falls at some point, well, what could be a next station to watch? Okay, that's it for this video. I just wanted to share this price development as a neat example of how a sudden disbalance between supply and demand, in this case, at least in large part caused by problems on the supply side, can result in swift price changes as we have seen in orange juice this year. If you have any comments or suggestions, ideas for future videos, you can leave a comment below this video or just drop an email at the address that I have shared below this video. Have a good day and see you soon.